Asia and Pacific are among the most at-risk world regions to the intensifying impact of multiple hazards and accelerated exposure with equal-paced building of vulnerabilities. Young people are considered one of the most vulnerable groups from these impacts. In addition, climate change, COVID-19 pandemic, and other compounding and cascading hazards have been posing additional threat and changing the risk scale.
On the other hand, Asia and the Pacific, as dynamic, innovative, and fast-growing world regions, have played an instrumental role in achieving the targets set by 2030 Agenda through firm commitments and regional cooperation. Youth and young professionals in this region, as early adopters, innovators in digital cultures and economy, are contributing to disaster risk reduction, climate change adaptation, and resilience through an interplay of entrepreneurship, science, technology, innovation, risk communication, and local level actions leading to science policy nexus. While the YYPs have been contributing to DRR and climate actions at the local, subnational, national, and regional level, adequate support and opportunities are limited. As a result, YYPs are struggling to have access to support their higher education, research, local actions, and building DRR-related social enterprise.
Under the U-Inspire Alliance, youth and young professionals in science, engineering, technology, and innovation for disaster and climate resilience are committed to contribute to the targets set by the Sendai Framework for DRR by collaborating with various YYPs-led organizations to support DRR, CCA, and resilience at regional, national, and local levels by utilizing science, engineering, technology, and innovation.
Explore all possible means to enhance their capacity and the leadership of youth and young professionals, including women, marginalized, and people in most vulnerable conditions, to be able to take part in solving real-world problems on disaster and climate change-related issues, and in becoming a role model to other youth and young professionals across the globe.
Foster transboundary collaboration among YYPs organizations working in the field of disaster and climate resilience for greater visibility and meaningful impacts.
Enhance practice of intergenerational, cross-border, interdisciplinary, transdisciplinary cooperations in the field of disaster and climate resilience.
Provide support to local and national governments to adapt the science policy nexus, as well as to implement the risk-informed decision-making and planning and budgeting in building disaster and climate resilience.
Disseminate science-based data, information, and good practices to enhance data and evidence-driven decision-making processes to ensure risk-informed sustainable development.
Develop knowledge and integrate science with indigenous knowledge while providing access to various communication platforms on risk information to amplify awareness raising among communities, especially those at higher risks.
Engage local communities holistically and inclusively, including and ensuring the rights and protection of those at highest risk through modes and processes which are driven by and for the communities.
Promote children's meaningful participation with the efforts of youth and young professionals, including early career researchers, to better understand the prospect of sustainable development within the concurrent multi-hazard riskscapes and green growth.
Upon implement and expand our commitment of actions above, we recommend policymakers, global conveners, private sectors, research and educational institutions to create a greater synergies and collaborations between stakeholders that enable youth and young professionals to participate in and influence development and policy-making processes in the field of disaster and climate resilience.
To increase opportunities and investments on capacity building for YYPs and early career scientists by extending scholarships, grants, endowments, mobilizations, seed fundings, and other forms of investments.
To advocate the recognition of a formal mechanism for YYP's representation and engagement in disaster and climate resilience at local, subnational, and national levels, governments, disaster management agencies, intergovernmental organizations, international organizations, and UN agencies.
To nurture the culture of social entrepreneurship or sciencepreneurship led by youth and young professionals to build resilience at local levels.
To establish programs that enable networking between the YYPs, policymakers, communities, businesses, and financial institutions, which in turn create communities in responding and making science, engineering, and technologies relevant in the market of resilience building.